Yeah, welcome to another edition of Time Here with us. It's Confessions Thursday first, and then from there we segue to the Lords of Logic today. Today on the Lords of Logic, we're looking at Friedrich Nietzsche. Well, a quote of his, that is. And he's a philosopher and critic, and yeah, I think he didn't quite find the best hanging fruit. Well, he found no other better low-hanging fruit than Christianity. But it's very interesting. And really, he does quite critique the world. Philosophies of communities, the social constructs, the history of language, and the literal context in which language can inform or disinform public minds or public opinion. Wild guy. Some even think he's half crazy. So today on the Lords of Logic, we're going to look at one of his quotes. I think I find the quote, I'm not sure, complex in a sense, interesting in another. It's the quote, "One must pay dearly for immorality. One has to die several times while still alive." So now, that's the quote, so end quote. And then I think we are left now with the burden to contemplate the thought and find out whether there is any truth to it, what death can mean if there is the possibility of dying while someone is still alive. And in fact, it says you die several times while you're still alive. And I think the phrase fits real good into our modern day world where there is, I don't know what to call it. It's maybe culture is another way to put it, but there is really proclivity, because it's culturalized in a sense where you are being marketed to something or things that are immoral, if we can put it that way. You kind of get the picture, right? You're marketed. It's as though there's a deliberate marketing targeted at you for things immoral, and we can begin with, sex or sexual pleasure or the pursuit of it. So having prurient nature or mindset or disposition. In fact, I think we're in a world where if you're not having that much sex, someone can perceive you to be weird or out of sorts or out of kilter. No, out of sorts is more like it. They'll think you weird, out of place, not so hip, not having vibe. God alone knows what else they tell you. And Nietzsche is suggesting that this, as much as it holds a tone, a note of pleasure, you die. So I don't know how you interpret that, but come the Lords of Logic, you'd have an opportunity to, one, agree, disagree, but even better, you furnish us with your mental imagery of how best you think the sentence or this notion can be better understood. That's our work on the Lords of Logic. In the meantime, welcome all to Confessions Thursday. The next hour and something we'll be listening to secrets. Now, if you're new around here, pleases us to be good company to you. One, you will get entertained. Another, you will or could get surprised. And we would love to even from you hear stories you've never told anyone. Or you told a few people, but it's a secret by and large. And whether it's crazy, weird, unusual, sad, normal, abnormal, paranormal, painful, regretful, a grudge. I mean, whether it's you carrying a pain inflicted on you, whether it's you wanting repentance for something that you have done, whether it's you even with questions, because sometimes it's really just questions. You're in life and you don't understand what's happening with you. Sometimes it's happening to you, and you just need to even just share it with someone, because the hope is if you can share it with someone, they can just even listen, and that can give you some ease. In other instances, you want good advice. Yeah, and this is the place. So once again, I welcome everyone who's got a story, who's got a tale, who has secrets to Confessions Thursday, and everyone else who would just love to listen and learn. We're Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. You're on Confessions Thursday. We begin 0201-2770-993, 0201-465-7190, and 0809-597-5805. On Confessions Thursday, we open the cupboards to secrets.
Is that a skeleton I see?
Child, bite your tongue. Well, they say good walls make good neighbors.
Wait, you mean gist, right?
Confessions Thursday with Joyce on Nigeria Info.
The sunny side, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon, Joyce. The woman I married is a twin. Both of them are female, highly in resemblance of each other, such that if one is not very observant enough, one could mistake one for the other. My wife is the oldest to her second twin. Prior to our agreement to get married, my wife told me how much strong both of them are emotionally attached to themselves. That they cannot afford to stay apart from themselves for even a day. Wait, your wife and her twin so emotionally attached to themselves that they cannot afford to stay apart from themselves for even a day. For that reason, she would love to get my consent to let her twin sister move into our marital home and stay with us if truly I love to see her happier in the marriage. Right now, she has started asking that I sexually flow. Oh, good God. This is a rough start. All right. It's a start nonetheless, so let's get into it. Right now, she has started asking that I sexually flow with her sister, since she has not been able to get pregnant for over 3 years into the marriage. She has talked to her sister, and her sister has agreed that I should go and marry her younger... Wait. She's talked to her sister, and her sister agreed that I should go and marry her younger twin. That's the other person, right? The twin. Because she wouldn't want to stay without her. All the guys who are asking for her hand in marriage, she has been turning their offers, turning down their offers. I've had to discuss it with their parents, and they said their children have the life of their own to live. That if I want to give my wife peace of mind, I should go ahead and do what two of them have agreed as being good for them. Please, your advice. Currently, there hasn't been peace in the home because of this. Please, right now, I need your help, Anonymous. This is wild. So, the family is practically giving you consent that their twin children can marry you. Oh, good. Do you want to be married to them? Can you answer the question? Would you want to be married to both of them? Because I think first we have to also establish your own desires, your own appetite to have two women, two sisters. Because I hear some people have a fetish, for two women. I've heard. Yesterday I read this. There's this new trend ongoing. We listen, we don't judge. And a tweet I saw, someone said that he has an attraction for pregnant women. It's like, okay. So can you tell me, do you want two women? Because I don't know what the advice should be. Before I can say anything in any way or in any direction, let's find out what you want. Do you want two women? Do you want one? And so it's because you want one, that's why this is a complexity. Do you feel society will judge you if you're married to two sisters? Where is your mind? What would you want? Let's establish that first. And then we know where to come in as, the community of Confessions Thursday. So I'll wait for your feedback. Thank you. Confessions Thursday. Remember, when you call in, you turn off the volume of your radio set. Yep. And 0201 2770993. That's for everyone. For ladies particularly, 0201 465 7190. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
Yeah, I think I have a confession
Go ahead,
from
please.
way back. It's something I saw. I think sometimes in the 90s. I was in my 18 years or so.
Did you say 15 years?
I was in my teen years.
Okay.
Yes, this stuff I saw it around our house. Let me say like 700 meters away. I was going out that day. It was, I think, I will call it an unidentified flying object. I saw it. It was pure white. It was not as big. It wasn't as big as a dove, just about the size of a dove, but it wasn't a bird. And it wasn't flying that fast. It was gliding. It was just like, let's say, 15 meters above my, height above ground. I tried getting close to it, and it kept on drifting, and it started drifting into bushes. And I was all alone that evening, if I remember very well. I was all alone heading somewhere. And I was supposed to be scared. And
Scared
I
or
never
dead?
ever told anybody.
Did you say scared? Scared, right?
Okay?
Did you say you were supposed to be scared or dead?
I was supposed to maybe run away, but
okay.
I followed it. I went closer to it as it drifted, as it was gliding. It was just gliding, not really flying. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I totally do. Like the way the bees move.
Yes, and it didn't have a figure of a bird. It wanted to look like a tiny human nature, kind of some complicated stuff that I can't describe, totally. And ever since then, I never told anybody.
Do you think you have an idea what it could be? I mean, that's looks like a little drone of a sort, like a UFO. So did it disappear?
In the 90s, there were no drones then.
Okay, good. So maybe it's we can call this a UFO, right? But did it
Probably.
disappear eventually, or how did it go out of your sight? How did it leave your sight?
Yes, I was walking on a footpath, and then when I saw it, I started getting closer. It kept drifting into the bushes, and I just
tried to
there
follow
was no
it.
point going
Following
any
it.
further.
Ah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And I just moved on to my own, attended to my own needs, and moved on.
Okay, well, you haven't had any.
I don't know if anybody else had such an experience.
Well, that's a very good one. Inviting the public for a similar experience account. That's a very good one. Have you had any visions weird that may indicate that you probably one of the chosen weird ones?
I have dreams.
Seen anything weird, unusual?
My dreams are just, let me say, minuscule, less than 1% that could ever come to be. Sometimes I could see something and it happens the next day if I dream, but it's rare.
Rare.
I could dream about, yes, I have encounters like that with my dreams. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I dream about it, I will see it clear, verbatim, and it will happen.
All right.
But it doesn't come
every time. All right.
Once in a blue moon. I have some about my family, then some about where I was schooling at one time, and they happened live and direct.
Nice.
Also, I saw this thing.
Okay. Well, look, thank you so much for sharing. Now I have to ask the public for a similar encounter, what they've seen. I do appreciate. Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. It's Confessions Thursday. And if you've had an experience as, I don't know, paranormal as this one, now he's 15. I'm not sure. Well, that's the thing, because many times I think many of the things you see, you probably don't have a frame of reference or language for them. And so when you even tell the story, the first assumption is, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you saw, But if you've had any of those weird experiences, it would be good to share. Now, since we're on Confessions Thursday, let me tell you something I saw. I was in a children's choir, so I probably was also in my teen. I'm not sure how old I was now, maybe 12, 13, some really early teens. And I was going to church for choir rehearsals. And I had taken a bus, and the bus had stopped at the Ojuelegba area. And I got out, and I was making my way to church. And a man walking, you know how the Ojuelegba area is real busy on every side. So I'm walking to church, and there's some man walking, minding his business for sure, but walking in opposite direction to me. But he looked like he had bleached his skin. It was really, and it wasn't even even. It was particularly distorted in obvious ways that you can tell, well, this person is really doing harm to their skin. But there was something I saw on his forehead. But it was inside the skin, almost like a tattoo of a sort, but it was inside. And I saw 666 inside his head, as though embedded in his skin. I saw 666. And I stopped and he just walks past me. And I'm looking around whether anybody else saw what I just saw. And everybody was just on about their business. So I must have been the only person who saw it. Come to think about it. Okay, so I went home and I told my parents. Now, my parents are the only ones I've told about that story. Now, you are the second person. Now, that's some confession. Yeah. I guess you know how it is where it was crazy, and that's really the scene. He was real tall. He must have been like 6'5", like real lanky guy. Bad skin, but that head, the whole forehead, it just had 666. And I'm looking around, waiting for someone to react in shock as I did. And everybody else was just back going their business, minding their business, going back and forth. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that's a confession, Lagos. Okay, good. The paranormals. I'm trying to dig into your mind or into your own experiences for paranormals. I think we can discuss that on the Lords of Logic. Thanks to the gentleman who called me last week. Apparently, I think there's much of our paranormal experiences that we have to bring to the forefront. Like the gentleman who told us last week that his spirit was taken from his body and he was taken to the moon, and he was told that he was on the moon. And they told him that much of the chaos that happens on the earth is influenced by the forces, the stars, the gods and the principalities, the gods. That much of the situation that happens or the chaos that happens on earth is influenced or brought about by the gods of the sky. Now I'm thinking, now there's much reading to do about these things. There's much knowing that needs to come forward to bring about enlightenment and understanding. We're off on a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, remember, it is Confessions Thursday on Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. When you call in, you don't say your name. So from your physical human experiences, we're hoping to draw ease to you, to bring understanding and conversation to the public. And hopefully it's an opportunity for everyone listening to learn. We'll be right back. We're Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Don't go anywhere.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You can't have it all with one play.
I got that defined, but you have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. You want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Money Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
The playoffs conclude on Thursday with two final matches. At 4 p.m., Nesachi Okonkwo faces Omoteleola Oyeleke. On the topic, Nigerian universities must be fully privatized to improve the quality of education. Meanwhile, Gomina Ayuva makes a return when she faces Nicole Ngu. On the topic, state policing is the solution to Nigeria's security challenges. The winners from Thursday's matches will complete the round of 16, commencing on Monday. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me as we find out who of the last 4 debaters make it to the round of 16 on Thursday. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 18. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Hollywood College. Supported by Obiwisi, Lucas Green Fashion, Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Cordras Group. For sponsorship of the next season, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Hey, this dollar wahala now wow. Everything just dey expensive. Na true, but make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to import am. Abeg, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number one, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number two, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number three, make we support local business. And number four, if you wan send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What you dey talk dey make sense o. Oh, country people, make we join hand reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market, and increase forex inflow. Na our hand e dey o. This message na from Bankers Committee.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, so now the gentleman who is in a situation with two sisters has sent us some additional information, and this should provide us some clarity. We'll be off on a break in about a minute, and then we will come back to the conversation after the news update. On the other side of the hour, this is that kind of conversation that requires public advice. So if you're listening, you would be able to call in and within 1 minute do us all the favor of getting to the point. Thank you. The additional message he sends in is, Joyce, I absolutely don't intend to marry more than one wife. It's been escalated to family kindred because currently there is a subterranean plan to do everything and possibly to get me to do what ordinarily I cannot do based on my own accord. It's a bigger emotional trauma to me as I am. Lagos, a young man who found a lover, a girlfriend, wants to be married to her, but the girl can't seem to do away or do without her twin. And now she's saying the man has to lay with her and her twin sister. Crazy, right? We're off on a break. We'll be right back. The update is next.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you are listening to the news updates. This hour, President Bola Tinubu is urging the military across Africa to unite in addressing insecurity and other threats to the continent's unity and stability. He gave the charge when he officially declared open the second edition of the African Military Games in Abuja. The Games, with the theme Enhancing Military Cooperation in Africa Through Sports, marks a revival of the tradition initiated over 20 years ago in Nairobi, Kenya. Meanwhile, Nigerian singer Divine Ikubo, popularly known as Rema, is set to make his debut at Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in 2025. Afrobeat star Seun Kuti will also be returning for the festival. Ghanaian singer Amore and South Africa's Tyler are the other African artists billed for the event, according to the recently released digital flyer by the organizers. The Coachella is a yearly festival in California, the USA, with over 125,000 people in attendance. It is dubbed the world's biggest music and arts festival. In a similar development, the quartet of the Nigerian singers D'banj, Olamide, Yemi Alade, and Timi Dakolo will perform at the opening ceremony of the 2024 African Military Games in Abuja today. On X, the Nigerian Army wrote, quote, "The stage is set and the legends are coming for the opening ceremony of AMGA 2024. 25 countries are participating in the second African Military Games this year. The 2024 African Military Games are organized by the Organization of Military Sports in Africa and the International Military Sports Council." And finally, Israeli forces pounded northern Gaza, killing 88 Palestinians in 2 waves of attacks on Beit Lahia and the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood of Gaza City. We equally hear that the U.S. Senate rejected a bid to block arms shipments to Israel shortly after Washington vetoed a UN Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. So far, Israel's latest attacks on Lebanon and Syria killed 9 in Tyre and 36 in Palmyra as Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem demands a complete ceasefire and protection of Lebanon's sovereignty in any truce deal. That's the news update this hour, Lagos. You are listening to Confessions Thursday with Joyce on the sunny side this afternoon. I am Yvonne Archivo, and this is 99.3 Nigeria Info.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Camo, come on. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce. On Confessions Thursday, we open the cupboards to secrets.
Is that a skeleton I see?
Child, bite your tongue. Well, they say good walls make good neighbors.
Wait, you mean gist, right?
Confessions Thursday with Joyce on Nigeria Info.
We're back, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Yep, welcome. It's Confessions Thursday. Good to have you join the conversation. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
My radio is on.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
I have seen a ghost before, 1995, on that Agbalumo tree. That is when I went, is it? What is the name of Agbalumo? Sherry. I have seen ghosts. My lantern went off. My sister, the one I seen and the one I seen, but they like, see her. My head swell like a best material I get caught. 1991, when I was admitted, I saw somebody that was dressing like Alhaji. Pass. I was staying in 15 by 15 for the hospital. When that person passed, I ran inside my wardrobe. The next day, my mother told me that in Papa don't die. That is my grandfather. Don't die for my maternal. But when I started eating apple fruit, I don't see ghost again. Concerning the
No. Okay.
Concerning my life, that's why we say if you want to enter marriage, I beg, ask question. There are some twins that have almost one soul, and they cannot by force you to come and marry that second one. You will affect your number one marriage, your sociological and the psychological emotion. Are you getting me? There's no how we say they will hoist and the first guy. Say they can marry two of them. Are you financially capable of marrying two of them? One work on you, they will kill you. So stand the ground. If you don't agree, I support separation. And I talk my own horror.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. So the gentleman here needs your help, and it appears to be something that he has never dared to dream about. According to him, he says there's a subterranean plan to do everything and possibly to get him to do what ordinarily I cannot do based on my own accord. I mean, we know the world is crazy. Except you listen to Confessions Thursday, you really don't even truly grasp how crazy the world can be. We're gathered here today. It's Confessions Thursday. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. It's 6 minutes past 1 p.m. Remember, when you call in, you don't say your name. Welcome. It's Confessions Thursday.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Do you have a confession?
No, not really. I just want to weigh in.
Okay, turn up the volume of your radio set first, and then you have a minute to get to it.
Yeah, I've done that. I just want to talk about the guy with the swing dilemma. So, I don't want to say he doesn't have valid reasons not to do what they ask of him. But honestly, from my own point, I don't see why that is much of a problem to him, except if his angle is financial. But beyond that, I don't see what else the problem is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. He wouldn't have a problem with being husband to two sisters. All right. Confessions Thursday. So good to have you join the conversation. Welcome. Hello.
Good afternoon, Joe.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome. It's Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I do. I called you about a year, 2 years ago. Just over a year. Less than 2 years. I nearly had a death experience, an accident around not Bagada Expressway.
Okay.
Do you remember, Joyce?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, there was another aspect of that incident that I didn't really narrate. There was a brother at my church that married almost around that time, and they moved to Ikorodu. And then the wife, the night that I had the accident, had a revelation, a dream sort of. And in that dream, she said I had an accident and then that I died. In her revelation, I woke up in the night and started praying. Of course, there was no way they were going to know that, or the to be aware that I had the accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I was on a bicycle and wanted to cross along where the Westminster filling station, West North filling station is around Bagada. So she had a revelation. I had an accident.
Okay, I don't
in
remember
that revelation and died.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know where I'm still alive.
Okay.
So I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What's your faith? What do you believe? What do you mean you don't know?
I know. I know.
Are you waiting to die? Is that what this is? You can't believe you're alive?
Well, it's just quite mysterious, but you know.
Ah, look at you. You'd have just died away if she didn't pray for you. Like, what are you saying you don't know? It's like...
But just, it was the night that I had the accident. It was on a Friday evening. A raining Friday evening.
So she had the dream in the morning and told you...
No, it was in the night of the day that I had the accident.
So that means you had the accident before she told you about it?
Yes.
Oh, you had the accident and then she told you about it?
Yes.
You're alive. Have you gone to give her a bottle of wine and a bag of rice for Christmas? No, give her chicken and... Why are you laughing? You think...
Well, I really believe in divinity.
It didn't it didn't sound like you believed at first.
I actually do. I'm a spiritual. I've had several revelations that come to pass.
But you said you don't know. Anyways, I'm glad I'm not talking to a dead man. Look at you. Merry Christmas in advance. This is going to count.
Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoy your show. So.
Thank you so much for calling. Really, I do appreciate it. And live well, okay? Live well. And pray. All right. Don't be going around me like, I don't know. I don't. Yo, you don't? Confessions Thursday. Hey. Speak up for us. It's Confessions Thursday. We don't know your face or name.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. I can. Do you have a confession?
Yes, it's not a confession, but that's something that is bothering me.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't know if I will get help from here. Can you hear me?
It's confessions here. Is it a confession or is it a problem you're struggling with to understand?
Yeah,
all right, let's hear it.
I want to discuss, so I want to take a question about it.
Go ahead.
Okay. The problem is that ever since I came to Lagos, I've been having setbacks. For example, 2021, I rented a shop, and after 2 months, when I rented it, somebody shit and dropped in front of the shop.
Someone did what? Pardon me. We didn't get that.
Shit.
Oh.
I came to the shop in the morning. I saw shit drop. The shit on top of the plate and drop it in front of my
bad habits.
And since that time, I started having problems. Even it happens to be that I move out of that shop, go back to the start hustling again, gather money again. This earlier this year, around April, I rented another shop. The same thing happened. I didn't find a problem again. Even today now, I have launched the shop again. From rising and falling. So if they have a solution that they can help me,
okay. I'm
really, really tired of this life, honestly.
Oh, you don't think it's the economy that's just really biting everybody? You think it's worse than the economy?
In 2021, the economy was not this harsh. And this year, I know that the economy is hard, but somebody who is doing business, trying to succeed in life, a young boy, every time you're having a downfall.
Okay.
I'm really, really frustrated and tired.
Okay, so who do you think could be responsible? Do you think you have an idea?
I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know. I'm really
Okay. So let's ask Lagos whether there's something you can do to redeem your... Do you pray? Okay, well, he's gone. Lagos. So this gentleman said 2021 he came to town and decided to start off a business, and he thinks something is after him. And whatever it is, doesn't want him to succeed. So if you've had that problem before, how did you get out of it? Wow. Welcome to Confessions Thursday. My name's Joyce. Remember, when you called in, you don't say your name. It's 13 minutes past 1 p.m. A very beautiful Thursday afternoon to you from wherever you're listening to us from. My name is Joyce. It's good to have you on Confessions. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My confession is this. When I was in the secondary school, the time we wanted to take, SSCE exam, the final one, I had an elder brother, because he's late now, who, at a point, when they actually shared some money of some things we needed to buy for the course of the examination, I begged him for some money to do one or two things, and he could not give me the money. So one day, I was doing something in the house. Along the line, there was this bulb in the room, in one of our rooms.
Hurry up. Talk like you know your own story.
So there was this box in the room, in one of the rooms. I opened it and saw a huge amount of money that exceeded the amount of money I was asking from him. So I took that money. I also had a cousin who actually didn't have money to register for the YX. So I used the money to pay for my own, and also give that my cousin the money to pay for his own YX. So one evening, my brother came home asking everybody about the money, that total money he kept in social place was missing. So along the line, our dad asked him where he kept the money. He said, and it was exactly where I saw that money that I stole to pay for some of the things I needed for the exam and for that of my cousin. Then my dad went and brought almost exactly the amount of money he was looking for and gave it to him, and told him that he was careless to have kept that money there. And the same place the money was brought was the place I took the one I took. So the tension in feeling guilt or in being pressurized to provide the one I had was reduced. Then at the end of the day, he didn't complain that he was looking for two sets of money kept in that particular place. Then I went on with my life because nobody talked about it again. Then after I took my examination and the other, my cousin took as well. Then we all finished secondary school. But the reason I'm making the confession now is for the best way to communicate with him that as at that time I took that money, that maybe it was two separate money he kept in that place, and my dad, knowing that place was so porous and unsafe to keep money.
Where's your dad? Where's your dad?
My dad is late.
It's your dad that's supposed to eat your money now, because I don't think...
No.
Okay.
Look at the story. He kept the money in a place that wasn't quite safe. My dad came across it and kept it well for him. But I'm so sorry about that. So the one I saw, I used it to solve examination issues. But while he was looking for the said money, maybe he forgot it was two separate monies. My dad went where he placed the one he kept for him and gave it to him. But the one I know I took, I didn't give it to him because I had already used it to pay for examination logistics.
All right.
So my confession is, between the time we all rejoined ourselves in Lagos, I didn't have the boldness to tell him that time you were looking for that money, though Dad actually gave you a particular one he kept for you because the place he kept it was not safe for such huge amount of money to be kept.
Well, so go pay him a visit and give him money. I mean, I hope you have the courage to tell him the story. But I think he may not be so mad at you. I hope he's not so mad at you. But go pay him a visit and give him times 10 of that.
He's late now.
Oh, good Lord. Everybody is late.
Everybody is late. He's late. That's what I'm saying. The time we are all staying together, when I had the opportunity, I was afraid.
Go give it to his children. Go give it to his children.
Okay, to his children.
Yeah, give it to his. It's their father's money. You owe them.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Confessions Thursday. Hello.
Good afternoon.
You have a confession?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
My confession is about seven years ago when I got married. It was after my introduction, that fateful evening, I returned home with my wife. So that night, when we were sleeping together at the bed, so the window was open, I was far asleep when it seems somebody from the window used hand to press me. I was struggling. When I got up and I shouted the blood of Jesus, I look at my wife. My wife was sleeping. I look at the window. I can't notice any hand. Then, since that then, it has been disturbing me. But I did not let my wife to know what happened. And after our marriage again, we returned to Lagos. The same thing repeated itself. But since then, I've not been myself. Each time I remember two incidents that happened, I've not been myself, but I've not told anybody.
Oh, so basically the issue is that the spirit that comes to you and presses you in the about 6 a.m. I think it happens about 6 a.m.
Exactly.
What time does it? Okay, good. So you want to know how to do what? How to stop it?
Exactly. It's bothering me.
It shouldn't bother you. No, it shouldn't. If I open up the telephone lines for people to tell their story about that bloody thing, you will not believe that 3/4 of Lagos. It happens to me too. It happens to me. So I think I'm going to tell you what I think I do, and then maybe Lagos will tell you in a minute what they think they do or what you should do, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. That damned thing. Has it happened to you before?
Yeah.
That thing must be like a jealous spirit. I think it just looks at all of you fine people and thinking, oh, God damn it, press them. I don't know what it is. So one time I had a vision, and that thing really comes, to press at night. I had a vision, and I wanted to know who it was or what it was. And it had happened. It's been happening for like a very long time. And so this night, it was as though their face, the mask they were wearing, was pulled back. Now, I don't know them from Adam, but there was a man at the back and a woman on top of the man. That was what I saw. So it was like two spirits. And they had they had human features, but I can't quite make out. If I saw them in the crowd, I couldn't point them out. And this thing also happened to me like a few days ago. And so here is what I would suggest that you do, which is also something that I do, is 1, do not be afraid. Count how many times the scriptures tell you to not be afraid. So 1, do not be afraid. 2, every time you go to sleep, brace up to meet them. The last one I met, if they had given me that thing, if they left me on that thing another 2 minutes, my mind was telling me that inside of me was the power to defeat it. Like my mind was telling me, oh, you can defeat this thing because of the power of God in me, right? So it's like, oh, you can defeat this thing. And so while I felt like mocking the thing, even as the thing was even just pressing me down, I felt like just looking at it and just pitying it, like, this thing you're doing now. But I know that now. I know that I can defeat it. Now it hasn't paid me a visit in the last few days, so I guess it's gonna come again around. Now a girl is ready. So one, I think you pray, and there is no other name under heaven by which we can be saved, and there isn't any other name by which we go to war. So one, do not be afraid. Two, you pray. Three, when they press you, you pray. And I know sometimes they also make it impossible for you to even pray.
Say anything.
Yeah, they make it impossible for you to even pray, even in that trance state. Yeah, but you pray in your spirit, because your prayers need not to be the way you know it. It can also just be like prayers in your heart. And then maybe you will come to this place where I am right now. This last fight is a fight to finish. Like, I can't just wait to come tell you about this victory story. The last I'm telling you was a few days ago. And it was almost as though my spirit was saying, deal with this thing now. What's this? Like, finish it. So one, have no fear. Two, you pray. Three, go to war. Tell yourself you will face it in the name that is above every other name. Now, if the village people, the cultural, the traditional people know what else that thing is, in the name of God, what the hell is that? Confessions Thursday. Well, let's quickly go here.
Yeah, Anonymous. Joyce, I'm involved with a colleague physically and emotionally. I struggle to let go. In fact, I don't want to let go even though both of us are married. I actually grew up in solitude. I've never experienced family affection or acceptance like my sibling did. I had to struggle to get things done for myself and even sponsored myself through school. I grew up into becoming a man that I don't like people doing things for me. I can spend on myself and on people, and I get angry when they try to reciprocate. I don't like making friends easily or at all. I can remember making a 17-hour journey to the north in a mass transit bus and never opened my mouth to talk to anyone on that journey. I can do that. That was my own person. I was my own person with a high wall of defense around me. Then came this lady at work. All she did was come closer and make
more conversation, more talk, more right after this. Lagos, get ready for a powerful year-end edition of The Round Table. This is where Nigeria's biggest radio voices, your favorite top OAPs on Nigeria Info FM, come together to dissect the most impactful stories of 2024.
The cost of electricity is going to make Nigerians more sick.
As much as the governor is saying that this is all about resource control.
You see, this public statement, of course, reflects the Nigerian mentality.
And so here we have a Nigeria where one day you speak about fuel price, the next day you must consider diesel.
Most of these governors are just there. They have no idea.
From seismic economic shifts to explosive social movements, nothing is off the table.
4 or 5 weeks, it was one bad story or the other. You're beginning to wonder what's happening with government agencies. Who is ensuring that the individuals...
Why will the minister walk out of you? The state minister will resume to the same office the following day.
Join us for an intense conversation, bold insights, and moments that define this unforgettable year. The Round Table. Monday, November 25th at 9 a.m. It's the ultimate gathering of Nigeria's most influential voices, all bringing their sharpest takes on stories that matter. The Round Table. Don't miss this dramatic wrap-up on Nigeria Info FM, where 2024's biggest stories come to life. The Round Table. Let's talk. It's that time of the week again. Are you ready to dive into the wide world of news? Join us for the Hat Fact Awards every Friday at 3 to 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info FM. We are breaking down the best, the worst, and the downright Nawa stories that had everyone talking this week.
No, wow. Some people then to zero.
From jaw-dropping headlines to the most outrageous events, we've got it all covered.
And y'all know how we do it, so let's get it on.
Tune in as we celebrate the stories that make you laugh, cry, and shake your head in disbelief. Whether it's the latest viral sensation or the craziest political blunder,
we are going to provide you with insecurity.
We'll give you the rundown on what's hot and what's not. And guess what? You get to vote for your favorite stories in our weekly awards. Who will take home the coveted title of the best stories of the week? And which tale will earn the infamous worst story of the week? Hard Facts Awards on Nigeria Info FM, where we turn the news into entertainment.
The playoffs conclude on Thursday with two final matches. At 4 p.m., Nesachi Okonkwo faces Omoteleola Oyeleke on the topic. Nigerian universities must be fully privatized to improve the quality of education. Meanwhile, Gomina Ayuva makes a return when she faces Nicole Ngu on the topic. State policing is the solution to Nigeria's security challenges. The winners from Thursday's matches will complete the round of 16, commencing on Monday. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me as we find out who of the last 4 debaters make it to the round of 16 on Thursday. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 18. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College. Supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Cordras Group. For sponsorship of the next season, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. Okay, so I was just about to mention something else in addition to. So yeah, it's called sleep paralysis according to medicine, modern medicine. But if you look at the history of it, you can see much of its relationship to demons. And don't take my word for it, just read it. And it's so narrow-minded to suppose that, well, it's a normal occurrence and it can only be described by scientific words. No. Okay, so that's one. Two, the other thing I wanted to say is that how best do I present this to you? So there's a blessed be the Lord, my rock, my strength, which teaches my hands to make war. So I guess this is also a way that God teaches me to know what is. I know when the thing is about to operate. So I could be sleeping and I get a sense or I get an awakening and I know, okay, this thing has come. I know when it comes. I have an awareness that tells me, oh, this thing has come. Yeah, so that's also something else I thought you should know. Oh, I know when it comes. Now, I like sleep, particularly when you're in that belly of sleep. And then I notice that when it comes, it induces sleep. So it does this thing where it induces sleep. So in that regard, what I should be doing is waking up in that moment. But yeah, kind of, because I just knew, yeah. So now I'm learning all its tactics. And again, it is not invisible because I told you that I had a trance where their face was revealed to me. So I saw a man and I saw a woman. But the woman is on top of the man, as though they were like one. Intertwined. Yeah, as though they were intertwined. As though they were one. And yeah, that's the much I can give you in that regard. 1, have no fear. 2, you pray. 3, go to war. Like, approach them as though you're ready for combat. And it's a mental thing. I mean, it's first a spiritual thing, but you also have to make it a mental thing, just so that the next time they do it, if you practice hard enough, come on, don't be afraid. If you practice hard enough, you know how to take on them, or take on whatever it is. Oh, good. I think I know like 100 people who've experienced that thing. Must be so bloody jealous. Like God alone knows what that thing is. Yeah, but we know they're demons for one. Yeah, and why they press our necks? Like, good God. Hello, Arker. Confessions Thursday.
Hello, Joyce.
Do you have a confession? Oh, yeah, you have to continue. Okay, please go ahead. What's your confession? Okay, 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
It's not really a confession. It's an advice.
To who now? Hurry up.
So
to who?
Can you hear me?
Who's the advice for? Who? So we can follow you.
For myself.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to do a DNA test for my 2 children.
Okay.
After suspecting their mother for infidelity. So it happens that one was positive and one was negative. Our first daughter, hers was negative. But for our son, it's positive. I'm the real biological father. So the problem is this. I'm a religious person. I don't want an issue of polygamous home. So I became confused if I should continue in the marriage or let the woman go. This is something I've been battling with, and it calls for concern. So I don't know what to do.
When did you suspect she was cheating on you?
Sometime last year.
So before last year, you didn't have the notion that she could be cheating on you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't think this is a hard one to... I don't know that I can. I'm going to ask Lagos men, but I think half these men are so pissed at women, they're going to tell you to leave. But here's something I think you should do. You've raised this child. Can you truly say to her tomorrow that you're no longer her dad? I mean, you think about that and make that choice. The other is, now it could have been that your wife cheated on you. It also could have been a case of switched at birth, where your child may have been swapped with some other child. Now, I don't know what the scenario truly is, but you have a lot of thinking to do. And if this child has come to you, think about the possibility of accepting it. Just think about it. I'm not asking you to, in case you don't have the capacity for it. But think about it. Is this something you cannot do? Is this a situation where you cannot be a father to this child? And you never know where your blessing is going to come from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. And so if you love her as though she were yours, hey, your reward is here. Honestly, I think so. Then for your wife, I don't know. You decide if you want to still be married to her or not. I think you may want to review the relationship and see whether it's something you can save or something you can let go. But you are a father, period. That's your child. I think so, if you can manage it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling.
I appreciate it.
Sure. Confessions Thursday. Skype, just a moment. Hello, welcome to Confess. Okay, good. There you go. Welcome to Nigeria Info. I lost Jamaica back. The sunny side, Nigeria Info.
Hi, Lady J.
Welcome. Do you have a confession?
No, I just want
1 minute.
to tell the other guy something. Like you said, if he decides he can cope, honestly, things are not going to be the same again. So he should just dialogue with the wife and still hold on to that child. But she should move on. It's painful, but it's his decision. Whatever gives you, it's his decision. And as for this thing that you say praises people, Lady J, if that thing is not a coward, I've told you to come and meet me in the daytime. We'll battle it out. As far as I'm concerned, Lady J, it's a coward and it will remain a coward. If they get power, they come with me for this time.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. Skype, hello. Do you have a confession, Skype caller?
Hi, Joyce. This is Tommy from Canada.
1 minute.
Yeah, I just want to quickly respond to the issue of that dream. Joyce, I'm also a living testimony, and I agree with what you said. I remember when I was in school, in uni, I remember then our pastor was talking about it, that if you have always been attacked in the dream, that you should confront it. Joyce, you will not believe that ever since I got that vibe that we're charged up, that anybody that confronts you in the dream and all of that, Joyce, ever since then, it was not like I was waiting for them to come and meet me in the dream.
There you go. That's
Joyce,
it.
For the past 4 years, I've never had that kind of dream before. It's almost like those spirits. Yes, it's almost like they are scared of me right now.
Do you
understand?
Afraid.
So
Thank
I
you
also
so
wanted
much.
to testify to that as well.
All right. Lagos, are you
Yes,
picking
fine.
up what we're putting down?
They're trusting.
Resist the devil and he would flee, right?
Yeah.
How many of us are these things pressing? Good God.
Almost everybody. I literally thought it was just me in my house, so I didn't want to tell
what
my
is
mom.
it?
But the day I told her, that was the same day my brothers opened
It
up.
must really be a jealous thing. Like, you know how these gods of the stars just look down on, the same way they look down on women and be like, oh wow, look at those pretty little things. We could lay with them. and they would breed children they would breed monsters for us. And then God looked down and saw that they had left their abode and cursed them and the earth. Maybe they're still looking down now, but maybe they can't mate with that. Maybe they're still mating with people. God alone knows. But this is just outright jealousy. This is envy. This is just, you can't stand this glory. You cannot believe because there are too many of us. Okay, well, thank you so much for calling. This is absolutely hilarious. Confessions Thursday. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Welcome. It's Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
No, maybe I don't. I
1 minute.
Want to my experience in that regard. My last daughter, when she was on, at night, she would start wailing. She would shout, crying.
That's a witch.
So one day, I now decided to switch places with her. I moved her from where she usually sleeps to her mom's side, and I slept at that position. You won't believe what happened. That thing came. You know, like when you want to say something tall, how you do your eyes.
Yeah.
You open your eyes.
Yeah.
That's how that thing was coming. It came the first one.
I told you.
I told you.
Okay.
He didn't hear any sound. It came the second one. He didn't hear any sound. He now looked. Peered and looked. He saw that it was not the child, it was me. He disappeared, but I saw the person. I saw the person's face. You won't believe it was my neighbor. I want elderly woman.
Your neighbor was a thing flying around?
Yes. So after that day, she stopped greeting me. Whenever she sees me coming, she will run in. She will rush back into her house.
I mean, that was your opportunity to say the next time you press me,
7 days,
I'll squeeze life out of you.
After 7 days, she died.
Oh, go fair game.
7 days, she died.
All
And
right.
for that young man who is complaining about spiritual problems, that he doesn't know how to get out of
Yeah.
Between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., that is when these witches and wizards...
It's called the witching hour.
Yes. That's how I advise him. Between that 1 a.m. and 3, they can engage in praises and prayers with Psalm 21, 35, and 91. And then bathe with salt water.
You done
Salt
this
and
before.
water.
That's nice.
Yeah, of course. It worked for me.
Work out
But
your
with salt-
salvation.
Yes, pray on that salt with 21, 35, and 91 points on the inside the water. Early in the morning, bathe with it. Trust me, witches will not come close to you. And you will see progress happening in your life.
All right.
Thank
you. People are working out their salvation out here. It's Confessions Thursday. Nigeria Info is 40 minutes past 1 p.m. Okay.
Okay, so we have a confession.
The message
but
of a
like
God.
this message.
Okay.
Okay, so this guy says, "Good afternoon, Joyce. That spirit that press people down during their sleep is witchcraft. People do that during the process. If you are powerful in spirits, you defeat them. If such happens, pray with Psalm 118 and 46. Immediately you open your eyes, you pray, you will see the person who came to press you down.
All right.
I told you witches are in every household, but you did not believe. If witch press people down, they want to carry attack on the person spiritually.
Okay.
The other way is not witch. That one is demon. If you sleep face up, you will likely experience because of demons in that house. In most cases are usually witches."
All right, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to be like demons, right? They have to be. All right, so the message of the gentleman who says he's attracted to
his colleague.
A colleague, even though he's married.
Yeah, so he said, this lady came to work. All she did was come closer and make herself available for me to talk to. I vomited all my life to her like a baby. She wasn't married then, and things started between us. Serious things. I started talking more. I started smiling more. The happiness even reflected at home because I began to understand my wife better, and we played more together. The issue is, since my colleague got married 5 years ago, she's become less available for me. She wants us to do away with the physicals while still being friends, but I want her. She's all I think about. Not hearing from her in a day makes me sick. I love this girl, Joyce, and she's the one that actually opened my heart to love.
Now, this is... we can't even call this love. This is just someone who pays your attention. But I honestly understand the situation you've been in, where suddenly there's someone who puts the spark in your eyes, and there's someone who makes you smile. You meet someone with whom you want to share yourself with. but you're married and she's married. And somehow in all of this, you don't care for the marriage you have. You want her to also not care too much for the man she has at home. You want her to give herself to you. Ooh. Okay, so yo, it's so complex, and I think you understand how crazy this situation is. Okay, so your wife may honestly not mind, because he's saying that he met her and he became a better person even in his own marriage. Because wait, you can't talk to you don't.
I don't know
What do you have with your wife? Like, you can't talk to her. She doesn't bring the spark out in you. She doesn't make you happy. Okay, so well, speak to your wife. I mean, oh God, I know she's not going to say no. Well, in my head, I'm thinking, well, your wife may have no qualms with you seeing other women, you know. You sound like you're happy this being undercover. Okay, now the other woman appears to not be willing to give you what you want of her. And you also have to be, if you say you care for her, I think you should also be considerate of her own marriage to this man. And if you say you want her that bad, I think you want to give her all of you, not some of you. So ask her if she's going to leave that man. Look, fair game. So say, look, I think I want you so bad. I'm willing to leave my wife to be with you, if that's what this will take. So ask her if she's willing to leave her husband for you. Straightforward. I mean, you're already in this, whatever we can call this. So, well, would you leave your husband? I'm ready to leave my wife. That's one. Because the issue here now is not with you necessarily. You're doing what you're doing. It's a crazy situation you have found yourself in, and a crazy situation you are perpetrating, right? You're continuing this circle of, I have a wife at home. Yeah, we're really not into each other, but we have a marriage. Let's call it that. But I love a girl outside, or maybe it's not love. Maybe it's, I'm attracted to a girl. She really makes me happy, and I like her company. Yeah? Now, the issue now is with the other girl, because she's going to mess around, and maybe her husband is going to find out. You see that? So I would say, more straightforwardly, say to her, divorce your husband, come be with me. Let her say yes or no. Now, if she says no, if you truly care about her, you have to let her go so that her husband doesn't find out and you get her, one, in trouble, two, you make a bad situation proper worse. I think so. Because you don't know what it's going to devolve into. You don't know how much of herself she truly wants in the marriage, and maybe you're the one who's keeping her outside or pulling her outside. I mean, we can't blame you totally for her choices, but you kind of get the point. Like, yeah, you're talking to her, and so all of her is in two places, and it's split. If she's going to leave her husband for you, good. If she's not, then you have to let her go. It's almost as though it's the most compassionate thing you can do for her. That's what I'm really trying to make out of this. It's as though it's, if you say you care about someone, then you also want them to do well. You want them to be at peace. And now she's already telling you that she wants to focus on her marriage and wants to end this sexual encounter with you, but still be friends with you. And you don't want that. You say you can't let go. Give her a deal. See if she takes it. And if she says no, you have to let her go. For her family, for her children. Because you don't want your own selfishness to really break all of that apart. Only for you to even realize that you're probably not even that into her. She's just good company, good sex. And now you have brought to her a problem that she's going to need help managing. And you may not even be all that helping her fix the problem. You kind of get the point. So make her an offer. If she doesn't take the offer, let her go. All right, good. May the force be with you. What's funny?
Sleep paralysis and people having different suggestions. It's crazy.
Oh, good Lord. Confessions Thursday. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Hey. Do you have
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Do you have a confession? Welcome.
Actually, I really have
1 minute.
Okay. What I want to say first. We keep talking about, these things we see, I've been pressed, yeah, but I don't think about it. I just pray and I let go. Who is making all these things happen? One person is winch, one person is... You see, the mindset alone makes us see a lot of things, and it makes a lot of things happen to us. God is not involved. No, I'm telling you, all these things people are seeing. Who is ruling this world we are in? It's the devil and the demons. They make all these things happen. God is not involved, or no, his spirit, his angels are involved in all these things. No. We should know that for a fact. You see, once you
that's hardly a hardly comprehensible statement. What do you mean it's a fact? We can barely comprehend it.
Joyce, the person that believes on stone, does the stone not answer him? The person that believes in stone, on iron, does the iron not answer him? Who makes those things work? The person that went to cut one head for money ritual, who is answering him? Is it the head?
All right, thank you.
Something is making it happen.
Your 1 minute is up. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. You have a confession over there? Let's go.
Okay. So good afternoon. My confession, I found out that my wife is cheating on me with a colleague, which happens to be a woman too. Which me and myself and my kids see as a family friend. So basically they see this woman as a family friend. I confronted my wife about it, and she confessed that she fell for her when we were having issues. Her colleague was there to comfort her, and that was how it started. And she asked me to forgive her, which I did. But it shocked me to find out again after 7 to 8 months that I was being deceived. I do not know what to do because it's really affecting our marriage. And she's so much in love with this, her colleague, even deeper than it was before. The secret is really killing me. It's not comfortable for me to tell people or ask for advice. Thank you.
Look, first of all, I'm glad you wrote me, and that's an insane story. But I think it's a very popular Lagos story, like where there's a married woman and she has a lesbian partner. Because I've heard that this side of town. Two things: you can manage it, and you're going to be silent about it. The second, you can't manage it, you're going to get out of it. That's it. There's nothing more to it. So you're going to say to her, well, I want you to give up on this whole lesbian thing you're doing. I want you to give up on the other woman. And she's probably going to say, or she's going to lie to you. Wait, he knows. So have you confronted her?
Yes, he said she asked for forgiveness, and then 7 to 8 months after,
he found out that
it was just boo-boo.
Well, so you figure out whether you can truly tolerate. It's like women who tolerate cheating husbands. Like, he tells you he stopped, and then you find out, and then you now decide if you want to leave or you want to stay. It's the same thing. So you either can tolerate it and you stay quiet. Like, if you're going to stay there, you're just going to... That world doesn't exist to you. When she comes home, she's your wife. When she's out there, you don't know. Like, once she's out the door, you don't know what she is. I mean, you would like to believe you have a wife, but she's in the sheets out there. So I guess you want to just wait. When she comes back, you resume the marriage again. And you really want to be quiet about that. Now, other than that, come on. There's nothing like... I wish I had more comforting words for you. There's really nothing more to it. Well, nothing more I can say about it. You come out. Good God. Ooh, Confessions Thursday. Leave these sleep paralysis people. We've told them what to do.
Well, this person doesn't agree that it's a thing. He said it's just sleep paralysis. Not everything is spiritual and Bible fire and demons.
So that's the...
Check out what sleep paralysis is.
Stop. First of all, next time, please don't read a message like that.
Village people.
Please, next time, don't read a message like that. I think we have familiarized ourselves so much with each other in Nigeria Info. Some things are just basic. 1, read about it. 2, do a research. In the absence of that, I mean, you know what's funny about this silly message? You've heard other people's experience. I even give a first-hand account where I saw the face. So basically, I'm either stupid, daft, brainless, don't know what I'm talking about. That's exactly what you're trying to say. Jesus Christ. Because at least I'm a witness to it. So you're either going to give me something more superior to all the facts that my extremities bear witness to, or you're not going to send me a message because, 1, it's ignorant, and I truly despise ignorance. Like, I think I'm really beginning to hate it at this point. All right, Confessions Thursday. Welcome to Nigeria for Confessions
Hello,
Thursday.
Joyce.
Good to
How
have
are you doing?
Good. Do you have a confession?
Actually, is advice for the person that said he's always having issue in his sleep. The thing is, like, it's not everything that is sleep paralysis. I, as a person, there was a house that I lived in. The man upstairs, the last floor, what he does is, like, he either put red palm oil or blood of an animal on the staircase that every one of us pass through. So we confronted him. To my dismay, I was sleeping one day, and all of a sudden, there was a mighty wind that came that wanted to, like, carry me away. And I started shouting, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. I'm set free by the blood of Jesus. And that was how I overcame that. And I went to the church and reported to my priest. He said, who could have wanted to attack you? But how do I solve it? My mom used to tell us that if they bring it hot for you, you return it back hot for them. You read Psalm 95, Psalm 109, and few other psalms that I cannot remember now. Then visit to the Blessed Sacrament every day. Because after that incident, I was afraid. But my visit to the Blessed Sacrament every day as a Catholic and saying my rosary just allowed that fear to disappear. Then one of my cousins also had another one. That one, she's not able to sleep at night. Her own is that she said maybe there is somebody who is a witch living in her house. Every night she'll see somebody coming in an invisible way towards her. So she spoke to our priest. He now said every night she should read our rosary. And by the time she's saying our rosary, she will just fall asleep. And that was how she was able to overcome that particular problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Terror by night. I've never heard that before. Wow. Thank you. What?
It said paralysis. Always sleep with your light on. The spirit hates light from study and observation.
These rubbish bulbs, is that what they are afraid of?
No, my sister actually sleeps with like small bright torch.
Rule number 1.
And it doesn't happen to her.
Okay. Well, maybe it works. Do not be afraid. No, I can't. I don't.
Yeah, I think she's scared of it because she watched this animation, Orion at the Dark, and she said, does the dark really have the names he writes of kids who are really afraid of him so that they can appear to them? I'm like, if you see it, shout Jesus. Because the one in Orion and the Dark is animated. If you see the real dark.
First of all, don't be afraid. I think you've seen so much terror that you should familiarize yourself with their game so that you can also play. You can be a good guest. If it's peace, it's peace. If it's war, it's a showdown. We're off on a break. I like this whole pressing in the dark thing. Like, God, like, look at that. We'll be right back.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you want to unlock your future by studying abroad? Are you interested in AI, tech, health sciences, law, management, engineering, tuition discounts, scholarships, opportunities, and many more? Attend University of Bradford Open Day event and meet the international admission team live in Lagos on 23rd November 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Radisson Hotel, Ikeja, GRA. University of Bradford Open Day. Register now. Call or text UOB Nigeria to 0810 149 0866. 0810 149 0866.
Apostle Paul declared,
I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7.
Now it's your time. Will you rise to the challenge?
Come and answer God's call at the Redeemed Christian Church of God 2024 Holy Ghost Congress. Tagged Onward Christian Soldiers from December 9th to 14th, 2024.
Venue kilometer 46 Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Time 6 p.m. daily.
Pastor E.A. Adeboye and other anointed men of God will be ministering.
Don't miss your chance to get battle ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, it still is the season of giving. So says oneplay.ng. That is why they want you to dial the code *347 *880 *3#. Yes, if you want our money, dial that code. Or you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng, as in one, the number one, PLAY.ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and just like that, your ticket will be in the draws. Of course, you have to commit the paltry sum of 500 naira to each ticket. Now, you can play as many times as possible to give yourself a bigger chance of winning. And remember that your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on oneplay.ng, or you use the code *347 *880 *3#. Now, remember that at the end of the week, there's going to be a 500,000 naira jackpot. I know it's mind-blowing. You can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. So, your qualifying for that is dependent on you playing the game during the week. What am I trying to say? I am saying when you dial *347 *880 *3# from your phone, or go to the website at oneplay.ng to play the One Play game every day, you automatically qualify for the jackpot that comes at the end of the week on Friday. Yes, it's announced on Friday. That said, ladies and gentlemen, play responsibly. Make sure you are playing with only what you can afford. And once you play, make sure you keep your phone very close, because that lucky call could be coming in at any time. Yes, at any time. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep playing, keep winning, and keep smiling to the bank.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
You know, like 99.3 is a dial, okay, on WhatsApp. In secondary school, you have like class A and B. So primary 6, you have primary 6A, primary 6B, primary 6C, 6D. WhatsApp is like Nigeria Info A, B. No, I think on air is like, A class. WhatsApp is C, D, E, F. Everybody's on WhatsApp. And the opinions are wild. All right, so is there a confession? We don't even have much of a time left. All right. No. Okay, so thank you very much for the commentary. Now, because we don't have time, we're going to capture whatever confessions have not been read or shared on WhatsApp. And we'll begin with those next Thursday on the show. You have been something of bliss today. I guess some people have laughed. Maybe others have cried. Maybe others have teased. Quite a number of teasy messages, particularly for the gentleman who's having an affair with his lady at the office. Honestly, I think you should make her a deal, because you'd get her in trouble. That's what I honest to God think. You'll get her in trouble. And maybe she may not have the strength to manage the trouble you'll get her into. So make her a deal. So if she's coming out, she's coming out. If she wants to stay in, you have to let her go. And yeah, it's 2 p.m. We're off on a break. The news headlines is next on Nigeria Info. Thank you all so much. Confessions comes back next Thursday.
Start today with confidence with the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Keep moisture locked in all year round.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.